Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome back to our spectral sanctuary, where shadows and whispers intertwine. I am Anabel, your guide through the haunted corridors of the unknown. Tonight's narrative is one of mysterious echoes and veiled secrets, a tale that transcends the boundaries of time itself. The crackling murmur of the nocturnal wind whispered through the moss-laden branches of ancient trees, casting ominous shadows on the walls of the abandoned house where Franklin Stewart had chosen to spend the night. A solitary fire in the center of the room cast flickering silhouettes, resembling specters playing in the chaos. Amidst the dense darkness, an eerie sigh lingered, a sound akin to muted moans saturating the air. Franklin strained to listen, but beyond the rhythmic beat of his own breath, he heard nothing. It's mere imagination, he reassured himself, igniting another bundle of wood in the fire. Yet, it was then that he first noticed them, the footsteps, subtle, nearly imperceptible, like phantom traces in the dark. "Who's there?" Franklin whispered into the silence. For a moment, it seemed the steps had halted, only to resume their measured cadence soon after. They trailed behind him, an invisible companion in this relentless night. "This cannot be real," Franklin murmured, but unease swelled within him. He quickened his pace, yet the steps echoed the same steady rhythm. Soon, he found himself conversing with himself, as if to mask his fear. "It must be the echo of my own steps. Yes, that's it." However, as he reached a gap in the wall, where the firelight failed to reach, the steps grew louder. He halted, clutching his lantern, and in the darkness, he heard something more, whispers, as though someone had divulged a secret. "Who is here?" Franklin cried, but no answer came. He resolved to traverse the forsaken corridors of the house, locate the source of these sounds, and end this nightmare. Descending further, the steps quickened, following his every move. In the dimly lit corridors, saturated with the echoes of the past, he sensed he was not alone. "Why do they follow me?" Franklin agonized in thought. In one room, he stopped, and suddenly, the darkness came alive with voices. Unusual, muted conversations, as if ghosts were deliberating the fates of the living. Franklin realized these footsteps were echoes of the past, eternally wandering within this forgotten dwelling. In the final room, he discovered an antique mirror. In its reflection, he saw his distorted visage and a shadow standing behind him, a shadow with dark eyes peering into his soul. "You have come," a whisper echoed from the past. "Who are you?" Franklin murmured, glancing around with trepidation. "I am your past," the shadow replied. "You came here seeking answers, but you shall find only the shadows of your own mistakes." With those words, the shadow consumed Franklin, and the world around him crumbled. He realized these footsteps were his own, trailing him from the past. The fire in the room slowly dimmed, engulfed by darkness, and Franklin was engulfed in the whirlwind of his own shadows. Yet, suddenly, as if in a salvational moment, the darkness dissipated, and he found himself in another reality, a vivid panorama of emotions, love, and loss. Once more, he heard the footsteps, but now they emerged not from fear, but from a living symphony of his life. With understanding in his eyes, Franklin gazed at his own shadows and past mistakes. He realized that the past was not a curse, but a lesson. In this awareness, he embarked on his journey back, step by step, returning to the glow of the rekindled fire now his hands. Now, with a mysterious gaze, he looked at the antique mirror, where his reflection was no longer distorted by shadow. He smiled and whispered, "The past is a part of me, but it does not define my path forward." With these words, he entered his new path, leaving behind the forgotten house haunted by footsteps in the dark. The footsteps in the dark may fade, but their echo remains, resonating through the corridors of our own history. Embrace the shadows, my dear listeners, for within them lies the essence of self-discovery. If you found sanctuary in our spectral gathering, a like and a subscribe shall ensure the whispers continue. Until our paths cross again in the realm of the unknown, stay haunted, stay curious.